So hello all. In this video, we are going to talk about for else loop in Python. So I would say that a kind of prerequisite for this video is you should be knowing the working of for loop in Python. So if you are not fully aware like how for loop works, one thing I can recommend you is to check the for loop video that is of course listed in our playlist. So that will give you a complete picture and complete description about how a particular for loop works. Okay, right? So but this video is since based on for else loop. So if you already know the working of for loop, then congratulations, you don't need to do anything more, you are at the right place. So let's start with the agenda for this video. So basically we will only be checking the concept like of this for else loop, because of course this is something that is not normal, right? Like if you talk about the other languages like C, Java, they have loops like for, while, and do while, but this for else loop is something new, right? So Python also has a variant of it, which is while else loop, right? So let's see how this for else is different from a similar. You can say that how for else is different from for loop. Okay. So basically, the thing is that as of now, what you should be knowing about for is like we can use this loop if you want to perform a particular operation a number of times, or if you want to traverse through a sequence, it can be a list or tuple dictionary or anything, right? So that's correct. So eventually for else is just the, you can say that extension of for loop. So eventually if we say that for else in Python contains else statement after for loop, that's it. So this is the syntax for else loop. Like for example, if you have this for I in sequence, okay, then some statements, okay, and then after this loop you will have an else statement and some statements defined within this else statement, right? So this is one thing. Okay, so this is how the syntax of for else loop is, right? So yeah, so theoretically we can say that in for else loop a block of code is specified under else statement is executed basically once a loop ends, right? So we have already seen the syntax. Now let's try to implement straight away with the help of example. So of course one more prerequisite for this is like you should be knowing a bit of list, like how to traverse through a list elements or something, right? So this is the list for 5 elements. Okay. So we simply have to traverse and print each element of this list. Okay. So we are going to do it for loop first. Okay. For wherein I will use range. We can also directly like use in statement itself, but in this I'm going to use range. Okay. So range we need to give the start, which is 0. We need to give the end, which is of course length of our list. So eventually it will run from 0 to the length of the list is 5. So 5 minus 1 equals to 4. So step size is 1. So thing is that this loop will run for var equals to 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 as well. It will break for var equals to 5. Okay. So let's comment this. Now our main task is to print the element of the list. Okay. So what it will do? Will it give the element? No, it will give the index. Okay, since where is like index, we are keeping the track of the index of the list, right? Okay, so we have to print value at this particular index. Okay, so this will work, I guess, right? That's the correct version. Let's try to run this code and see what's the output. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 10, 7. That's correct. Okay, so now this for loop is giving us all the values for the list. Okay, now this is where else come into picture, right? So we will use else print loop ended. So now if everything works fine, so what you will see is you will see first of all the elements that are being printed. Okay, and then you will also see loop ended. So all five elements and then loop ended. Let's see how it goes. Yep, that's correct. So you see all the elements of the list and then loop ended. So this is because of the implementation of for else loop. So this is how for else loop works actually. So basically, what happens is, first of all the iterations within that for loop are being executed first, and once this condition breaks, we directly jump to else statement where it prints or where it can perform other operations or something, right? So let's try to check where this, like just to consolidate this point, I'm going to show you where what is the value of var when we entered this else. Okay, I'm going to show you that value. Okay, let's see how it goes. Okay, fine, that's it. Okay, let's see how it goes. Yep. So what I said is like var variable will start from 0, then 1 in the second iteration, then 2 in third, 3 in fourth, 4 in fifth iteration, right? So five iteration happened for this for loop. Okay, and after the end of fifth iteration, the value of var was updated to 4, right? So when we like our control flow was transferred to this else block, there we tried to print the value of var and it returned 4. So this is how a for else loop works, right? So that's the simple example, okay, that we have used. One thing I would like to inform you, what if like if you want to use for elif, like we have that if else or if elif else, right, series ladder. So will this work? Let's try to run. Oh no, this is invalid syntax. That makes sense. So for else is valid, but there is nothing known as for elif. Okay, so I think that's all in this video that was solely based on for else loop concept. So if you want to like get access to the notes, you can just simply visit this web page of Coda Geeks. You will find each and everything. Like you will find the definition, right, theory and syntax, and then you will also find the example code, that too with output and explanation, right? So this will really help you out in your journey of learning, right? So that's all in this video. Hope you like it. See you all in the next one. Thanks.